Morning, Steve Free in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, it remains cold here in Chicago, but there's a change of weather in the wind with temperatures later this week warming up. The actual 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 day weather maps look warmer and drier for most of the U.S. Midwest. So hopefully we can put this winter behind us. But here in Chicago, February was the second coldest and second wettest February on record. So we are trying to move our way into spring, and let's hope we can do that. Overnight prices are mixed. Beans up a little bit, corn down a little bit, wheat up a little bit. We're looking at Brazil trucker strike. It was continuing late on Friday. There was a lot of discussion over the weekend by the government of trying to get the independent truckers back to work. They did agree to allow trucks to move gasoline into the harvest areas. And as far as we know today, most of the trucking strike is over, and it's only 2 states that are, the truckers are still trying to block some of the roads. So normally all the ports in Brazil get about 1,000 trucks a day. Over the weekend it was up to 500, and then today we're hearing that as much as 900 trucks are on the way to the port. So that should loosen up some of the concern the market has. That's helped rally beans to 1030. We still are looking for lower bean prices, but again, most people feel that prices should be lower than here already. So we'll see how the market reacts to that. Over the corn, a couple of things. I think number one is that last week the International Grain Council came out with a low ball estimate of 2015 corn crop. Last year we produced a little over 990 million tons of corn. It was a record number. They said next year we're going to produce 938. That would be the lowest drop in corn production ever in the history. And given how the demand is, you would think that the corn market might react to that. We also saw the final numbers for the February loans for crop insurance. And if you look at the ratio, it actually favors planting more corn acres than it does for bean acres. So going into these March 31st reports, the market was expecting the government to find acres from their preliminary estimate at the Feb Outlook conference, but they were expecting to find it in beans. So now the March 31st report is going to have a lot of importance on the momentum of the marketplace, whether the government finds acres or whether they don't, and if the farmer actually shows he's going to plant the same amount of corn acres as he did last year. Also on March 31st, we're going to get stocks number, and the one thing that kind of keeps the lid on the corn market is the fact that as of today, the U.S. farmer has a record amount of corn that he has to sell from last year's crop before we get into the next harvest. Over in the wheat, it's been cold. Today the USDA will give us an update on their monthly crop ratings by state, and we'll see if there's any decline. We had a nice rally in wheat on Friday because it was the month end, and we saw a lot of people liquidating their short positions. The funds have got a pretty big short position in the wheat market, and we really don't have any weather premium in wheat at all. When you look at the global numbers, wheat prices are still cheaper around the world. We've got the most expensive wheat. That's bad for our demand picture, but we don't have any weather premium in the wheat market at all. As far as the weather goes, it's a frustrating year for us already in the weather. Our weather guy's changing his mind about every hour. But right now, as far as spring is concerned, you draw a line maybe across the Iowa-Missouri border over into the Ohio River Valley area. Everything south of that's going to be wet this spring, and so there could be some delays in planting there. As you move further north, it should be normal until you get up in the Dakotas where it might be actually below normal rains. When we look at the summer, he's got a real narrow band from Nebraska to Ohio that's going to be okay. Everything south of that is going to be dry, and everything north of that's going to be dry. So it's going to be an interesting year to see how the market trades the best land in the country having a normal year and everybody else having a drier than normal year. So a little fireworks this summer for the markets, which should be good for everybody. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day.